Bueno, ¿cómo están los máquinas? Lo primero de todo, ¿estáis bien? ¿Qué pasa, gente? Bueno, hoy miércoles, un directito. Venga, vamos para allá, gente. Ayer nos quedamos con la Institutional Order Flow de la Mentorship de 2023 de Michael, de Inner Circle Trader, y hoy vamos a continuar viéndolo. Parecía que iba a decir algo interesante de los NWOC, pero se quedó en plan... Sí, esto puede pasar, sí, atención, presta mucha atención porque te voy a decir el secreto y podría pasar esto. O sea, que nos deja ahí un poquito en el aire. Bueno, vamos a ver si nos descubre algo más Michael. Vamos para allá, gente. Vamos a poner de Inner Circle Trader. No sé si ha publicado algo más. Que, por cierto, gente, si queréis pasarme en un canal que veamos, pasármelo. Pero, de hecho, vamos a continuar viendo con lo que nos quedamos ayer. Creo que estaba muy interesante, además daba repasos muy interesantes. Y nos quedará pendiente ver Wednesday Forex and SPUS Market Review. ¿Qué narices es SPUS? Google Traductor, dejadme un momento. ¿Qué significa SPUS? Porque yo no lo sé. A ver, un momentito. Inglés. SPUS. Charlar. Forex. O sea, bueno, pues no le gusta charlar a Michael, ¿sabes? SPUS, charlar. Vamos a charlar de trading. Pues no le gusta hablar a Michael. Madre mía. Si no le gusta hablar. Bueno, gente, vamos a ver la mentorship. Nos quedamos aquí.
Showing here. That's your Wednesday, Thursday, new day opening gap. Extend that throughout the day. You can see how we get consequent encroachment of it here and then sells off. Consequent encroachment is half of any inefficiency or gap. Mean threshold is half of any order block.
Está con los gaps que no caga, ¿eh?
Keep that distinction and understand it.
Al final, yo en el gráfico no veo la diferencia.
Notice that in this little area right here, we're hitting an order block, but we're also in consequent encroachment of the low and the high. Remember that gray shaded? That's the Tuesday, Wednesday opening range gap. That range here, split that in half. That's consequent encroachment. That's what you're seeing right there. Order block, consequent encroachment of Tuesday, Wednesday opening range gap. Rallies. Yes, I'm going to have a specific tutorial video for opening range gaps. But I have to teach it. I have to prove to you a conceptual idea. I've done this in my live streams. I've talked about it also in analysis. But I'm giving you the foundation. And then when I give you a lecture, it'll be like, oh, he's pulled all those loose ends together. Now I can see what he's talked about now. But that's consequent encroachment of that. It rallies. Small little gap in here. Trades down into the low end of the new day opening gap for Wednesday, Thursday. That's this one over here. And you can see real quickly, unless you have these things on your
francamente, marca el gap, pero vamos, vale, sí, rebota, aquí no rebota nada, baja un poco, sube, baja, sube. Personalmente yo todavía no le veo el qué, ¿vale? Dice, bueno, es que yo en los vivos sí que lo explico y cuando haga una conferencia vas a flipar, ¿no? Viene trabajando mucho el tema del gap, del NWOC. Se está volviendo loco con esto. Está dando vueltas a ver...
And labeled what it is. It's not going
to
mean
que así empiezan las ideas, dándole
I've been
vueltas.
Doing this a very long time, so I know the levels I'm looking for, and I'm looking at it in terms of time. So what's so specific about this here and this here? It's occurring around that 8:30 news embargo. So we had news to come out, and then we have the impulsive price leg that runs up, retracement, runs again, it falls short of our objective, then crashes all the way back down into an order block here, and it's also the low of what? That Tuesday, Wednesday, opening range gap low. That shaded area here, see it?
Bueno, esto Michael de hecho lo hace mucho, Te empieza a soltar ideas de aquí, de allá. Hay cosas que a veces hay que cogerlas con pinzas, hasta que no las clava bien.
We slip lower, consequent encroachment of new day opening gap. That's this gray area. Rally one more time to run into the rejection block, which is the highest up close candle here. And I know some of you are like, man, this is way too much information. You don't need all this. This is just 30 years of experience in my models. These are my tools. These are my concepts. I know this stuff like the back of my hand. You only need one thing. You need one setup. I'm giving you a plethora of setups to work with. It's your job to find the one
Eso es verdad lo que está diciendo ahora,
one that makes the most sense to you.
Que te da muchísima información, pero no necesitas trabajarlo todo. Siempre lo dice.
That you're like, okay, I understand that's amazing, that's great, but this is all I need to find my setup and I can make money on that. That's what your job is here. You're not trying to take everything I know and press it into every single chart that you're looking at. Because they
Venga, ya empieza a desvariar. Voy a poner un poco más rápido,
A mitigation block is not always there. An institutional order flow entry drill is not always there. So you have to, keep in mind that you're still being expected to bring your own personality into this. And the way I teach and the way I mentor, I allow for that. I'm not trying to, with an iron fist, say, this is what you're going to do and only this, because that doesn't work.
Bienvenido al canal de Trading Forex TV Directos, en donde vemos estrategias y analizamos y reaccionamos a otros canales. Si todavía no estás suscrito, suscríbete y activa la campanita para que te lleguen todas las notificaciones. Muchas gracias.
Now, there's people out there who will say that I do that in their line.
Michael, nos va a tener aquí 2 horas.
And this market's what I want to trade. And this
Virgen Santa, no le gusta hablar al tío, ¿eh?
in the AM
Venga,
session,
va.
this is ES.
Espérate, que me he saltado el trozo. Venga, va.
Interested in looking at the charts. And that's the reality. So you can't put that much pressure
Se ha
on
tirado
yourself.
5 minutos hablando de nada.
All right, so now we're going to get into some
Silver
order
Bullet.
flow. And this is going to be a little bit...
A ver, déjame parar el gráfico antes de que siga hablando. Vale. Estos son las 9 AM y esto vuelve a ser las 11 y cuarto. De las 10 y media a las... Bueno, ¿qué horario hace? 9 y media a 10 y media, ¿no? Aprox. La hora del Silver Bullet. Ya tiene el bias de la Silver Bullet. Y para arriba hacia este CB. Buy side liquidity, hasta aquí lo tengo bien. Y aquí había un sell side en la parte izquierda. ¿Vale? Vale, él dispara en la Silver Bullet. Lo estoy viendo, no sé si lo veis junto conmigo. Dejad que quito esto. Vale, a ver, quito un momento esto. Vale, aquí tiene la sell side. Me imagino que el lado izquierdo habrá algún punto de sell side. Rompe, tal, pum, pum. Imbalance. Rompe la buy side, que son cosas que a mí me da miedo trabajar cuando quita la buy side. Horario de la Silver Bullet y va a buscar que acabe todo el fair value, que se lo coma absolutamente todo. Entonces el disparo lo ejecuta en la Silver Bullet. Hay 2 Silver Bullets. Vale, porque está en un gráfico de 1 hora. Aquí hay una Silver y aquí hay una Silver Bullet. 1 y 2, que aquí tenemos los 2 disparos que hace. Aquí me imagino que la bombillita es el Break of Destructor, que está buscando el Change of Character, para disparar la Silver Bullet. Vale. Más o menos lo voy pillando. Y aquí un OB, que es toda esta zona.
A couple times this year. Like every 3 weeks, come back to this one, and you'll see that you understand more about what I'm talking about here every time you do it. It'll seem like a brand new video each time you look at it and listen to it, because you won't be able to ferret out the information I'm showing, because it won't mean anything to you the first time listening. For the older students, the people that have been with you for a long time, this is going to be a little bit more in depth. All right, so we have the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock silver bullet hour in the AM session. This is ES on a 1-minute chart, and you can see at the high end of that old opening range gap, we're opening and then slamming down. Remember, we fell short of buy side liquidity I told you we were going to go for. So we went outside the opening range gap. And then right here, we slam lower, trade down into an order block. Remember the order block I showed you before we went into this slide here? Let me go back up. That's this one here, okay? The blue line is that order block right
on
a 5-minute chart.
¿No es lo mismo?
On a 1-minute chart, that level right in here. What we're studying is the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock time. And one more time, go back up to that. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We're looking at this
vale.
What's being shown on the 5-minute chart here. We're zooming into all this little area here on a 1-minute
Vale,
chart. Right?
observar que él no dispara, no pone la limitada aquí, sino que él espera.
Now,
Es esta zona de aquí.
Magnify it and looking at it on a 1-minute.
Vale, no sé si lo estáis viendo, ¿vale? Esta zona de aquí, la que estoy marcando, esta de aquí, ¿vale? Es la que muestra...
all this little area here on
Ahora,
a 1-minute chart, right here. Now all this, we're going to magnify it and looking at it on a
aquí, ¿vale? Que es lo que está diciendo. Y si veis, no pone limitada, sino que dispara en las Silver Bullets. Muy buena técnica para tomar nota. Papel y boli y apuntarlo.
chart. So we're in that same area here. So the market drops down. We create
Esto es un minuto.
gap in the form of a city.
Es un minuto, vale.
Inefficiency. That's this move here.
Yo he hecho 1 hora, un minuto.
We create relative equal highs and relative equal lows. It trades down. Remember that shaded area here? This is the low of the old opening range gap, Tuesday to Wednesday, and Tuesday to Wednesday's opening range gap high. We're trading at the low of that old Tuesday, Wednesday opening range gap. Hitting here. Look at the bodies respecting it. We just go outside of here, and then we run these relative equal lows there. The wicks are doing all the damage. Then we quickly run back up, take out a short-term high. Oh, now we have something right. This is the 2022 model that I taught on the YouTube channel. Take stops, shift in market structure, fair value gap, buy it. That's your silver bullet. Ooh, so I can blend the 2022 model and the idea of the ICT silver bullet.
Vale, es lo que ya había dicho. La bombillita es el change of character. Vale, sell side, change of character, fair value gap arriba. Un modelo muy sencillo, ¿eh? Muy fácil, de verdad. De verdad que es un modelo muy fácil. Siempre y cuando, aquí está el kit de la cuestión y os voy a dar yo la clave, no soy Michael, pero os voy a dar la clave, es identificar el sell side y el buy side. Ahí radica la clave, gente, porque es la gasolina, lo que moverá el precio. Una vez neutraliza en este caso la sell side, hay que buscar el change of character más inmediato, fair value, el primero que deja, y meterle chicharra. Si lo puedes encajonar, como él dice, dentro de una silver bullet, que es el horario, porque el precio ya lo tienes mitigado, que es la neutralización del sell side. Y si voy muy rápido, paradme y si alguien no lo entiende, se lo explico. Pero luego aplica el horario. Así que, muy buena. Este tramo del vídeo, very good. Very good. Me ha gustado mucho. Como para tomar nota, libreta, boli y apuntarlo, ¿eh? De verdad.
Together, and this is what you do. It isn't always going to be a continuation. You're going to treat it sometimes with a reversal, and this is what you're looking for here. You can buy it here. These arrows are just for illustrative purposes. These are not executions for disclosure's sake. I'm just showing you where your entry would be. This is how you want to do your own journaling. You want to, like in areas over here, or up in here, you want to annotate and reward yourself with positive self-talk, saying, it was amazing to see this pan out the way I was expecting it to, and you see this. And then when you look at it week end later, or the week later, or a month ago, you go back and look at your old stuff, and you'll read that, and your subconscious remembers that as pseudo experience. And the way you condition yourself with positive self-talk, never putting anything negative in your journal entries, you're conditioning yourself to see the positive aspects of these types of things in price action. And you trick your brain into seeing it like you actually did it. And by doing that, it helps fuel your motivation and it removes the uncertainty because you're training your expectation and your understanding and your subconscious to recognize these things quicker by doing it. Versus if you just watch price action and leaned on somebody else to point things out to you, when you're backtesting and you're studying and you're journaling, you want to really put some work into this. You really want to do, this right here is better than most technical books. I have books that I spent $400 on. And they are not this annotated.
Oh, ya empieza a desvariar otra vez, ¿eh?
I took my 30 years experience. You're going to fail. Okay, and that's the honest profitability and being incorrect. Remember, we're aiming for the buy side. Wait a minute. You just said we're wrong and we can be profitable? Yes. Remember, it will serve you well. After 3 days.
Hola, tío. De verdad que el tío se enrolla. Ha soltado la perla porque la ha soltado, pero ahora se está pegando un rollo. Yo intento mirarme todos sus vídeos, pero hay tramos que toca pasarlo para adelante,
Take it off your chart. You do not have all these on the same chart. You have to create templates, and templates are useful. So you have a template that has
Mira,
all
las
of the
plantillas,
gaps.
que son
So
útiles.
this is what I'm talking about. When I'm telling you that I have 12 different monitors and I'm constantly referring to everything and cycling through everything, I'm looking at that the whole time I'm talking to you. When I was doing those live sessions and calling the market live, and I'm doing it with Twitter and saying this is what you're looking for, this is what you're looking for there, I'm constantly getting information and intel referring to these levels while price is marching along and ticking away. I'm not reacting to price. I'm anticipating it. And you, as a student of mine, you're going to learn how to anticipate too. You're not reacting to price. Retail traders react. You're essentially a breakout artist. That means you hope something happens, and when it does, then you can react to it. No, we're anticipating specific things to occur, and when it does, we're already there. We're meeting price right when it does.
Esto es verdad también lo que dice, tú puedes hacer la metodología que quieras, scalping, intradía, swing trading, pero tú tienes que por lo menos no predecir el precio, el movimiento, porque eso es muy difícil. Yo, si tuviera que apostar por una metodología para predecir un movimiento completo, movimientos completos, sería mediante la teoría de Elliott, las ondas de Elliott. Pero sí que a través del Smart Money puedes marcar en el gráfico los puntos de interés, las zonas y tal. Y si sucede eso, lo que estás esperando es que ha aparecido tu modelo de trading mediante la metodología del Smart Money, que luego es lo que él dice siempre. No lo cojas todo, porque yo estoy acostumbrado, llevo 30 años operando y yo me lo sé todo de memoria, hago la lectura de la acción del precio al dedillo, lo veo y sé leerte la acción del precio según mi sistema. Yo te explico mis cosas, tú coge lo que a ti te sirva, con lo que te sientas cómodo. Yo estoy encontrando modelos los cuales me estoy sintiendo realmente cómodo operando, ¿vale? Pero no dejo de aprender cositas que explica. Por ejemplo, el tema de la Silver Bullet, yo todavía no lo domino en absoluto, no me atrevo a operarlo, lo estoy observando. Es un ejemplo, pero es que tenemos muchas más teorías y estrategias en el canal, muy buenas.
Down, and we're selling when it's going up. That is completely diametrically opposed to retail-minded traders. And that's not be condescending to anyone that trades with retail logic. This means that there's a huge chasm separating what it is I'm teaching you to do and how to interpret price action against everything else out there. It's light years beyond everything else, because this is the market. This is exactly what the market's doing every single day, and this is why I'm accurate. This is why you see me call it beforehand, and it happens, and my students have learned from me, and they're doing it too. You see them out there doing well. They're not making 9 to 5 type income. They're making 6-figure plus. And if you want to learn how to read price action, my way of doing it, it's going to take a lot of effort.
Venga, va, Michael.
That would be right here. And we're not even outside the opening range gap. We're just seeing it at the high of the new day opening gap. So it definitely is a high probability trade to be going long here, because it offers opportunity to even get 10 points for handles before it even gets up to here, which is where we're trying to get to. So we can find profitability by taking buy-side liquidity, taking a partial here. You can pyramid here. So you can go in, like, say, for instance, if you use like my model.
Mirjava 600 dice, todo lo que he aprendido de ti ha sido muy efectivo. Gracias, Paul. Pues prepárate, porque el curso ya lo tenéis, ya lo sabéis, que lo tenéis ya lo tenéis programado. El curso de Smart Money, el que voy a lanzar, ya lo tenéis programado, todas las fechas, todas las horas, lo tenéis en la lista de reproducción de YouTube. Vais a alucinar, os lo aseguro. Vais a flipar, os va a gustar mucho. Es muy, muy efectivo, pero mucho.
I'm not suggesting you should trade with 6 contracts.
Y muy objetivo, o sea, lo vais a poder aplicar.
Pillar is like buying one contract, buying one more contract, selling one here, holding on, and then selling your last one, and then stop out, because you would be trailing your stop loss. Stop loss would probably be right below this swing low once it got up into this area here, because if it's going to reverse, it's going to reverse there, but you don't want to just collapse it, because it could have very easily run up in here at the buy side, but it didn't do it. It came all the way back down into the low of that order block once more, route again, right to the high of that old Tuesday, Wednesday opening range gap. That's that shaded area here. See it? It's that ghost image. And it drops back down to the low of the new day opening gap. And then consequent encroachment of the opening range gap of Tuesday, Wednesday. Here's the high of it, that shaded area, and this is the low of it, trading down to midpoint of it.
Este no sé muy bien qué horario es, pero este setup también es muy bueno, ¿eh? Este que está marcando aquí. Porque tienes el sell side aquí e inmediatamente tienes un POI, con lo cual tienes un liquidity más POI, que es uno de los modelos que os voy a enseñar en el curso de Smart Money. Que vais a flipar. Es que os aseguro que vais a alucinar. Os va a encantar. Es que cuando lo empecéis a aplicar vais a flipar, pero colores. No es por nada, pero vais a alucinar.
This is a 15-second chart of what I just showed on the opening
Otro
range
modelo.
And new day opening
bueno, este es el mismo, pero más definido.
I read a guy, he left a comment on someone else's video. I'll just kind of paraphrase it, saying the thing that's wrong,
Besitos,
the thing that's not cool about ICT is it's complicated, and I'm the only one who can use it. And I pull out silver bullets over here, over there, and
a saco, ha dicho a saco con las balas de plata.
It feels overwhelmed. Okay, and I don't know if this is a guy that's genuinely sincere, just saying I'm frustrated and I want to do it, but it's too hard. Or someone that's being a typical troll and whatever. But if you have that same mindset, okay, I strip price down below a 1 minute chart. I've said this. I talked about this in the Twitter spaces before I actually did the Silver Bullet teaching. I taught Silver Bullet in a Twitter space, which is like a podcast, vocally, just talked about what it is and how it looks. And,
Silver Bullet está revolucionando.
And I taught the lesson.
Está por todas partes.
That's just an introduction. There's a lot more to it, and I'll build on that as we go throughout the year. And I'm doing it actually here. But what time frame do you look for? Where's it form? It's a fair value gap that forms in between 10 o'clock and 11. It trades into a fair value gap. It does not need to be a fair value gap that forms between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock.
¿Qué horario era la Silver Bullet en España?
The entry is occurring in that
15 a
window of 10 a.m.
New
York
York
time to 11 o'clock New York
pues
time.
prácticamente el Open, ¿no?
Everything that I showed on the 1 minute chart, let me go back up and show you this again. Look right here. This is a 1 minute chart of the Silver Bullet here, and this is the Silver Bullet here on the 1 minute chart. Okay? A lot of overlapping in here.
Si deseas hacer los mejores cursos de trading, no olvides pasar por nuestro apartado de tienda. Aquí encontrarás nuestros 2 cursos avanzados, curso de trading con Fibonacci y el curso de trading institucional. En cada uno de los cursos encontrarás la explicación de lo que vas a aprender en las próximas clases. Donde aparece el temario del curso, podrás ver un PDF en donde se explica todos los temas y todas las clases que aprenderás. Además, actualmente tenemos campañas en donde el curso te puede salir de forma gratuita si te das de alta con nuestro broker afiliado. Si quieres más información o quieres adquirir este curso, únicamente tienes que añadirlo al carrito y realizar tu registro en la página web. En breve nos pondremos en contacto contigo para darte las instrucciones de cómo puedes empezar tus clases. No te lo pierdas.
Here, and then finally it leaves the range and it creates this fair value gap and it trades down into it and it runs away. Let's go into this information a little bit more detailed, and also I want to look at all this imbalance here. Okay, why is it going up to here and stopping? Look right here. Here's the order block here.
¿Qué pasa, Hugo Aguilera?
Beyond it. What's occurring in here? What is all that?
Empieza mis vacaciones.
You're not going to see it on a volume profile analysis. You're not going to see it on depth of market. You're not going to see it on a ladder. You're not going to see it on level 2 data. All these things that you think makes you institutionally minded, it doesn't. It does not. All that stuff can be spoofed. What I'm going to show you here is how it never surprises me. It never jumps off the chart and says, oh, I got you, ICT. You didn't see that coming, did you? So think about what I'm showing you here. Study this first. Pause the video. Okay, really pause the video. Study everything you see here, all this movement down, and where these silver bullet entries are occurring, and where price reaches up here. It doesn't look obvious here, but when you drop down to a 15-second chart, which I'm about to do now, so if you're not ready and you're still looking at
gráfico de 15 segundos. Joder.
So you never pause the video.
Yo las
You're missing out on an opportunity to learn. But back to that 15-second chart. Here's that sell side.
Gráfico, vale, este es el gráfico de 15 segundos. Flipa, chaval, ni sabía que había esto en TradingView. ¿Lo sabíais que había esto en TradingView? Gráfico de 15 segundos. Esto es muy friki ya, ¿eh? Bajarme a 15 segundos. Hostia, tío. Esto es muy friki. Pero entonces lanza 2 silver bullets. Porque de las 10:30, ¿a qué hora empieza? Las 10:30 las silver bullets y acaba a las 11. 11, 9, sí, a las 10, ¿no? 10 está aquí, 10:30, 10:25. No sé qué hora tiene aquí marcada. Empieza aquí y acaba a las 11. O sea, debe empezar a las 10, la silver bullet. Vale, la marca a partir de aquí. Una vez la sell side. Vale, es que si no, no lo pillo. La Virgen, 15 segundos, tío. Agotador, operar así. A mí me agota, operar así. No va conmigo.
Shallow run tells me that any retracement higher is just going to be one more drive lower. And what does it do? It runs right back up to some random level, right? No. That fair value gap right there. See that? It's also a mitigation block, which is this down close candle.
Bueno, esto que ha dicho es importante. Dice, ¿esto es un break eso es un change of character? Dice, no, porque aquí tienes una ineficiencia. La ha venido a cubrir. ¿Vale? Tienes que mirar que no hay ineficiencias. Detalle importante.
Lower high. It's a reversal of sorts on my breaker pattern. So typically a breaker would be a high, low, higher high. A mitigation block is the down close candle in between the high and lower high. So it's straight up into that there and then it inbounds there. And then drives harder. So that's taking out the sell stops here. So it engineered it. It went low, created retail-minded support. They're going to buy it. It rallies up. They feel rewarded, and then it comes back down. They may or may not have been stopped. It doesn't matter. Now, if they didn't have a stop, they're really going to put a stop loss there, right below those lows, in that low, in that low. And then you see it go wham. It spends time down here trapping traders. Then it rallies. Takes out a short-term high. That's a shift in market structure. Creates a fair value gap on the 1-minute chart. But look closer now. This is a 15-second chart. ICT, come on, bro. Seriously? Like, I'm not looking at 15-second charts. Okay, then this lesson isn't for you. I've already taught you how to trade using the model 2022. You don't need this buy-side liquidity, which is outside the scope of this chart in the same area. I'm dialing in with a very small sub 1-minute contract. There's pockets where there is only one candle passing through. We have this small one in here. We have a small one right in here. All of this here, one candle pass through here, and right in here. This one here is essentially repriced to right there. And it's
Esto es verdad, ¿eh? Fijaros que el último fair value, cuando empieza a retroceder, taca, aquí no hay, taca, aquí, viene a cubrir este fair value.
Rebalance because it's left it here. So this was of no interest to me. This one gets filled in and repriced in balance because it's back and forth inside of this area here. So now that's balanced.
Hostia, mira cómo balancea el precio. Luego viene a buscar la segunda, aquí, y mira cómo retrocede.
If we rally above that high, then we should have no problem going higher and not ever need to go back below that high. What I just said is huge because everything over here is telling you to displayed in price delivery. Once we have this back and forth movement, that means it's efficiently been balanced. Once it leaves it, that means goes above it right there. It never needs to go back below this high. Does it? Not until it goes above and rebalances into this area here. This range here is this price formation. It reaches up into that.
Flipa, chaval, ¿eh? Que se ha bajado a 15 segundos. MetaTrader, con un minuto ya me agota bajar un minuto. Algo está sonando. No sé qué suena, pero algo me está sonando. Vale, seguimos.
Then pulls back lower. This range in
no
here,
tengo nada abierto.
It trades up into it here, finds support at it, and then rallies above. It does not need to go back below this high. It's acting as support, rallies up. Again, as I taught last night, if you want to understand what classic support resistance is and what it means for you to look at it in charts, and you don't want to be this in-depth, you don't want to be a technical science major, you want to see simple trading, then you look at these inefficiencies around levels you would expect as support resistance. And if you see the things I'm teaching you here, you'll probably be safe in trusting that as a support resistance. Doesn't mean you're going to be 100% accurate. This means that if you're trading with support resistance ideas, if the inefficiencies that are to the left of the chart are balanced, not just repriced to, when they're balanced, that means up and down price delivery, and then it leaves that range. Then it becomes a real balanced price range, and then you can trust that it won't go back through it. It'll act as either support if it's going higher or resistance if it's going lower. You can see that area here. They work this level here back and forth. It's balanced once it leaves it. So all I need to do is see it trade above it. That high right there gets traded above it, comes down, never sees it again until we get to this area here where this is inefficient and it's been rebalanced. This candle here trades down, then it opens, trades down, up, and leaves. That range is the only exposure for inefficiency because this candle went up, this candle went down, this candle opened, went higher, and then back down. So this range here and higher to that high it's balanced. The inefficiency is this candle right.
A ver, ¿qué está diciendo ahora? Esto es interesante. Dejadme que lo tire un momentito para atrás. Vale, a ver.
Range is the only exposure for inefficiency because this candle went up.
Exposición por ineficiencia.
This candle went down. This
Subió, esta vela bajó.
Candle opened, went higher, and then back down. So this range here and higher to that high it's balanced. The inefficiency is this candle right there. So that's.
Vale. Lo habéis pillado, ¿no? Aquí hay un balanceo del precio porque no hay ineficiencia. La que es ineficiente es esta. Que esta es la que rompe este swing.
That's why it only went right up to the tick. Two candles and then
dos velas.
Down to new day opening gap low, and then down into, which is a little bit to the left. I'm sorry, to the right of this. It's not in the scope of this fractal being shown, but it's the consequent encroachment of the Tuesday, Wednesday opening range gap. All right, here's a 1 minute chart on
Son
the
detalles,
E-mini
Son
S&P
detalles.
afternoon session between 2 o'clock and 3. This is your PM session silver bullet. Now here's where we've seen the price rally up and go into our objective. This is the high side liquidity pool I told you that it would reach into last night before we got there today. It did so during the 2 o'clock hour. It ran through it and then broke hard lower, leaving this inefficiency right there. The market trades up into it. That would be a short for a silver bullet because we hit our objective. We broke down and we could look for this inefficiency here, and it has a real gap. See that? This, friends and neighbors, is
Joder,
a real
qué
liquidity
detalles, tío. ¿En
That
qué
is a real
temporalidad
liquidity
esto?
void. This is not a liquidity void.
En un,
This
en
is
un-
not a
en un
liquidity void,
segundo.
okay? This is a liquidity void. Where this candle stopped and this candle started, that separation there is no price data being printed at all. No trades existed there. So when it did this inefficiency lower, it's a fair value gap, yes, but it's a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. That means it's lacking what? Buy side. That means a candle or candles must go up in price delivery in that range. We see it return back to it here, and this would be a short, expecting it to go back down into this inefficiency and trade to that real liquidity void. It one more time pumps up into here, doesn't even get back up to the first silver bullet fair value gap, breaks again. There's a small little gap in here, and I would counsel you to
Silver
take a look at
Bullet,
this.
pero esta es la de las... A ver, déjame ver qué hora es. Las 2 p.m. hasta las 3 p.m. Pasado el mediodía, ¿esto es horario de qué? De Nueva York. ¿Qué hora es? 6 horas menos, ¿no? O sea, son 6 horas más. Este es la Silver Bullet de Londres. La Silver Bullet de Londres.
You might see this here and think, oh, this is one that would have been potential entry too, but would I enter there? No. Well, you got the benefit of hindsight. You can say that now. Look what it's done. It took sell side out here and then rally back up in. This is too close in proximity, so it could run above here to take out buy side and not get this high. So I would want to go into a lower time frame and look for something a little bit higher than this, or study and see if there's anything more in this area here as another fair value gap that may not be seen or visual in this 1 minute chart. I'll drop down into a lower time frame. We'll go into a 10-second chart and show you what that looks like in a minute. But the market breaks lower and does in fact trade back down into this inefficiency and rebalances price action right at that real liquidity void, trading down into 41.53 3/4. Now the question is, does it offer 10 handles or 10 points in range for potential
Se ofrece 10 marcas de puntos en el rango para posible venta.
high
Vale.
probability shorting? Because we've already hit our objective.
Se me dice, aquí es donde venden medicamentos para dormir. Hostia, este es homeopático, homeopatía. Vaya brasa, ¿eh? Vaya brasa, tío. Vaya brasa. Yo te digo una cosa, son muy duros de ver estos vídeos de Michael, ¿eh? Joder, si son duros, tío. Porque además habla de tantas cosas que tienes que tener ya presentes. Lo bueno es que por lo menos, por ejemplo, la Mentorship de 2023, pues ya te va hablando de los conceptos. Dice, bueno, esto ya lo hablamos en la Mentorship del 2022. Que por lo menos son conceptos que actualizados y se mantienen los conceptos actualizados. Pues los otros ya da por hecho que los sabes. No hace falta un diccionario para estos nuevos vocabularios. Jaja, voy por mi almohada consentida para contar ovejas. Son muy duros, ¿eh? Yo os digo una cosa. Yo lo que aprendí de las otras mentorías, yo lo pasé mal. Tengo que reconocer que sufrí. Lo pasé mal. Las otras eran un poquito más amenas. Estas últimas ya son... Uff. ¿vale? Pero se aprende que te cagas, pero joder, lo pasé mal, ¿eh?
The buy sell liquidity pool.
Te digo.
Remember that was the target we had last night. I gave you that. It hit that. And
Es
it
que
hit it during
vamos,
the PM
vamos a
session,
avanzar
2
un
o'clock.
poquito más para adelante, a ver si explica
blow
algo
off.
más.
Went into it, touched the order block, traded sideways a little bit, broke down back into the high of the fair value
Bueno,
gap.
os
and
voy a
then
decir una
priced
cosa,
lower.
gente. Yo voy a decir una cosa. Mira, le quedan 10 minutos de vídeo y la verdad que es una chapa insufrible. Yo os lo dejo para vosotros los 10 minutos que quedan. Creo que hemos sufrido bastante. Llevamos media hora con esto. Vamos a pasar a otra cosa, pero ya diferente, ¿vale? Que os quiero enseñar una cosa. Gente, de todas formas, creo que le di mi like a Michael. No deja de poner comentarios, como viene a ser de costumbre. No os vayáis, que voy a comentar una cosita. Bueno, gente, estamos al día. Hemos hecho limpia de los vídeos de Michael 2023. De momento vamos al día con lo que está explicando. Nos faltan muchos vídeos de la mentoría del 2023 que tienen la lista de reproducción. Ya los iremos haciendo, pero es que ya veis que cuando te saca un vídeo de estos de hora y media, prepárate, porque es que es insufrible, o sea, y concéntrate porque te suelta 2 o 3 perlas, que este vídeo las ha tenido, 2 o 3 perlas que valen la pena, pero claro, comerte un vídeo de hora y media para 2 o 3 perlas, yo lo que os digo, a mí si me queréis pasar canales, como uno de los que tenemos por aquí, que ahora no me acuerdo cuál es, que hemos visto, que ya repetiremos algún vídeo de esos, en 5 o 8 minutos te lo ha explicado lo que tarda Michael 1 hora y media en 3 vídeos, pues se agradece mucho, ¿vale, gente? Bueno, vamos. Así que hoy ya superada y vista la ICT Mentorship 2023, Immediate Rebalance and Institutional Order Flow, visto y estamos al día con Michael, ¿vale? No te debemos nada, Michael, lo hemos visto, ya no vemos Netflix.